All right, guys. Once again, I'm here with Brandon, and we're going to talk about health and fitness. He doesn't know the question, so I like the mystery of what's about to happen. So we have launched. It's only been like, I guess of today, it's only been like 2 weeks since we've gotten the Garage Fitness Online out the door. And we just set up a new thing where you can join for 60 days for free, mostly to help us find the bugs. So we had a couple of people join. We found there were some bugs, and we're trying to fix those. So instead, we're going to throw it out to you guys. Join us. And then there are some bugs, but it's free. And we'll fix all those things as we go. Help us build this thing the way you want it to be. So, Brandon, the question I have for you is, yeah, we're doing some lifty and movie stuff, but how should we be eating? Like, what would you tell me? Hey, I'm at my home. I'm doing my own thing. I'm getting in the garage now a little bit, and or the basement, whatever it is. You're in my basement. I've got stuff in my basement, but I probably should fix the way I eat. What would be like a number one thing, an easy thing I could do to start down the road of I eat a little bit better?
I know it sounds cliche and everybody knows this, but eat more protein, lay off the carbs. Like if you do that, if you're looking for health and wellness, if you're looking for just to be fit, just to look good naked, increase your protein, decrease your carbs. And you don't have to count macros. Just use the palm of your hand. This is old school Dr. Barry Sears. That was way part of CrossFit back in the day,
The
and it
zone
still
diet
applies
days.
on diet days, but it still applies to now. You eat a piece of meat the size of your palm, and then
Now,
you need as many vegetables as you want to. And you do that for 3 to 5 meals a day. Ideally, if you did count, like you want 1 gram, I use lean body mass. Some people say per pound of body weight, but if we have somebody that wants to lose that, that's maybe a couple pounds overweight, that's not going to be ideal for them. But if we get you on an in-body scan machine, which we use in our gym, and like mine, I'm 180, 185 pounds of lean body mass. So my ideal is 1.2 grams of protein per lean pound of body mass. If I want to maintain, if I want to gain some muscle, it's going to be more. I'm going to be upward 1.5. So that's going to put me upwards of around like 250, 260 grams of protein. But when you eat that, though, a lot of people think, well, I don't have enough calories. But if you're eating animal protein, that's going to have fat in it naturally. So fat has a lot more, is a lot more calorically dense and will help you get energy down the road. And like you're going to feel like crap in the beginning, but especially if you're a big sugar eater, after about 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start feeling a lot better. And I know that just sounds like everybody's got this new diet, this new fad. You cannot go wrong with that. You
I
eat a lot of
literally,
protein, lay off the carbohydrate, mix in some vegetables, mix in some fruit. Boom, that is it. If you want to eat some potatoes, have 1 meal of potato in it or something like that. But that is, you can't get any easier, and that will give you the best results.
so I literally just did a podcast episode, and it was my cheat code for the things that I would do now that I'm 20 years into this fitness journey. And the number one thing was eat more meat. I would have eaten way more meat than I totally would eat. So right now I'm doing that lion diet with Evan, and for this
I
is
know
week
you've been eating
nine.
those. You've been on-
What's that? Say it again.
I was saying that I've been seeing you're on that right now.
Yeah.
You're
So
on that right now, right?
that's it. So Evan's doing it because of a GI issue. I'm just doing it because it's better to have a friend along the way than nobody. And I'm actually enjoying it.
What's so funny though is how many people that have like some type of metabolic disease, some type of GI issue, and then all of a sudden they go to their diet and they find out like all the carbohydrates, all the crap that you eat is what causes it. And then the doctors will be like, well, you should probably eat more protein. Why don't you do that for fitness? Like it just blows your mind. Like,
It's fascinating. And I get this. So you and I are a rare breed where we will tell people, here's the easy thing. Constant varied functional movement is executed at high intensity sometimes. Do it in your home. I don't care. But that's it. And there's what's the money in that? There isn't. I just told you the answer. What about
yeah.
nutrition? Eat more meat and eat less stupid shit. There's no money in that. And if they were to say it, most of these people would be out of business because selling you a pill or getting insurance to pay for the pill it is way better. Like the A1, whatever, the Ozempics and all that.
Yeah, getting your A1C down.
Just eat less. But I mean, I get it. Okay. So I've been eating. This is
But that is but you know this too, and I know this working with people. Nutrition, your diet is the hardest thing for somebody to change. Like we can get anybody coming in the gym for 2, 3 days a week and start getting results that way. But making somebody at home change that because now you got your family to deal with. You got, like you said, your friend, a friend. It's always better to have a friend doing it with you. And if your family's not on board, then it makes it extremely difficult. So, like any type of change like this is a lifestyle change. You're changing everyone around you. Your five closest friends around you are going to notice you changing, and they're either going to adapt to you or you're going to adapt to them. So it's got to be like a community effort, tribe effort when you're doing this.
Yeah.
But
And
that's why
so
people come and join gym. You
that's
come to
it.
your gym, you come to my gym, majority of people are watching what they eat, or your friends will
Right.
be like, dude, you really eat that? Like,
Yeah.
they'll
And
call you
this,
out.
guys, this is why we put together the Garage Fitness Online. You're in your garage doing this stuff on your own, and it's just not that fun to do things on your own. Waking up at 5 a.m. sounds great until you wake up at 5 a.m. and then you go to your cold basement or cold garage and you're like, or in Georgia, you're super hot, one or
From the night
humid.
or from the night before, you didn't get any sleep because of your kids. And then you still have to go at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
It's just getting up and doing it.
it is. So get up. So this, our hope, our desire. Hope is a bad strategy. Our desire, the plan we're running with is if we can create groups of you guys that are like, hey, I'm in the East Coast, I get up at 5 a.m. Great. Let's log in. Maybe we create classes specifically for you guys. Right now, it's just classes open from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. because whatever, we just that's the way I did it. But maybe we drill in and we have people that are in your same boat that you're like, hey, I just woke up and I texted the group. I put it on Facebook or whatever. I guess you can do it inside of Wodify. We can have group chats in there. And you're keeping each other accountable, not just to the workout, but also to the eating. So if you need people to help you, sometimes it's not your family. Like I am eating meat. This is week 9 of this lion diet. And it seems like the more meat I eat, the more vegetables my wife and daughter are eating. So in our family, we're fighting each other, except I don't fight. I just tell them, hey, I'm making myself dinner, which involves 2 sirloins. What would you like me to make you for dinner? Because I don't think you guys want that. And so I'll make other stuff so we don't fight each other and we do sit down to dinner-ish still. But it's everything goes better when you're on a team, right? That's a
No,
song, I think.
100%.
Everything is better
I don't
when
know the name of that song, but I just know like it's always better when you have somebody around to hold you accountable and you don't want to let somebody down. That's the biggest thing is like not letting somebody down.
Okay, so you've said eat meat. I agree. Would you say does it so is it the overarching just eat meat? I don't care what it is. And then once you start eating meat, I would say eat this type of meat. Or what would you say? Like I got to start eating more meat. What's the first step?
Well, nowadays there's been like this fad too, talking bad about red meat. I know that's like going crazy right now. In the beginning, it's just eating meat, like finding a meat that you like, prefer. And then over time, hopefully it starts to refine to where you're having less fatty meat. Like if you have if somebody eats a lot of pork, a lot of the time that's going to be a little excess fat. Some people's bodies thrive on that. Some people's bodies do not thrive on that. But the leaner the meat, generally, the better it's going to be. Venison is a great choice. Any type of flank steak's a good cut to have, like on for cattle or beef, because it's not as much fat in that area of the cow compared to like a ribeye or something like that. And then, or you have turkey and lamb. Like those are all like really good choices of meat to have outside of like the pork, because I know everybody loves bacon and uses that. Well, I mean, meat, so I'm gonna have, a pound of bacon every day. And that one's a little bit now the fat kind of outweighs the protein when you get to that marker.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I would look for is like once you start getting your meats in the cuts that you like, then really hone in on those. And hopefully they're going to be a little bit leaner cut of meat.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there to the world because most of us doesn't know don't know that this exists. But my wife buys beef bacon and think about a steak that's yummy, and then turn it into bacon, which is yummier. Holy crap!
Where
I'm not
is
sure.
that?
What's that?
Where did you find that?
I don't know where she gets it. She gets beef bacon from somewhere. I'm like, tell me where it is again. It's not Trader Joe's because I've told people, oh, it's Trader Joe's. It's definitely not there. It may be like the Whole Food Market or something. But damn, this stuff is it's like liquid gold. It's she'll make it and it doesn't even get like cool enough to eat, and everyone's burning their tongues, just jamming it down their gullet. It's beautiful. Beef bacon. So you guys try that. Find it. Go to Whole Foods or somewhere like that. And
I'm about to look that up.
yeah, it's good. It's expensive though, but it's good. No, there's a place here in Georgia, North Georgia. North Georgia Meat Market, maybe. It's up just past LJ, and you can actually, they're a butcher shop. They have cows and they butcher them up, right? And they typically sell to the world, but you can actually go there and buy directly from them. And they've got these packs of beef bacon you can buy, and it's a lot cheaper because, well, one, you got to go there, and two, it's the butcher. But man, it's got a lot of fat in it. So if you're against the fat, which I eat, look at this. Look at me. I
No,
eat
I'm
a
not all
ton
against
of
that
fat.
now.
It doesn't make you fat.
Well, the thing about it, so this is what I tell people too all the time is like the more fat that you eat, the less carbohydrates that you're going to need
Yeah.
because it's going to need to offset. If you have, there's like there's two different choices or three different choices in meals essentially. One is an all protein meal that you have. Buddy Dutton, sorry, my dogs are barking. One is you got a all protein meal, just meat. That's all you're going to get with a little bit of fat in there. Or if you have a really fatty meal, beef, bacon, you have a high fat, high protein meal. And then that goes with number two, a high fat, high protein meal. Some people like putting butter on their steaks, avocados in there. So you have something super high, but they have no carbohydrates in there. And then you have then you have the option of having a high protein lean meal, something like a venison cut or something like that, that is really just pure protein with a high amount of carbohydrates, whether it's rice, sweet potatoes, whatever. But if you're having that high protein, high fat or high carb, you can't have any fat in there because it's going to mess you big time. And that's where a lot of people start feeling that sickness, like where you eat too much,
Yeah.
that gut doesn't know how to digest it, what's going on. Those GI issues, remember, there's a nerve that goes directly from your brain to your gut. And that does get foggy. And that's where there's sometimes, I know insulin plays a part in that and some other things, but that is a big part of what's going on when that happens. They have these meals that are kind of like out of whack.
Right. No, for sure. I may not have told you this, but it's been like 10 plus years since I've had sugar or anything sweet, and I don't eat grains intentionally. Sometimes if my wife makes bread, I'll have a little piece of it, but it's the weirdest thing. No grains, no carbs, or no grains, no sugar, no grains. Totally okay. I ate a lot of vegetables for a while, but now, of course, I'm literally just eating eggs, ruminant meat, salt, some goat cheese, and coffee. That's pretty much what I eat every day. And I can't hear them bark. Are they in your those dogs getting you?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just real life, man.
It's just our young puppy one. He's
Yeah.
not trained yet. My older one, he's just sitting with his head in my lap.
Yeah, he's like, that's
He
good. He knows
knows.
what to do. That's true. All right, so
He knows
eat
what
more
to do.
meat. What would be one other thing? I'm in my garage doing my thing, and I just need one more step. So yes, I'm going to eat more meat. I can do that. What would be the other thing you would tell people to do?
If you do have a sweet tooth and you do need to have some type of carbohydrate, have it after a workout.
Oh, I like that. And what
Don't
does
do
that
that.
do for you?
Have it after a workout. One, as long as it's mixed with a protein, because what happens whenever you eat like a really sugary meal, your insulin spikes. What does that do to the body? That opens up your cells. Your cells absorb everything. So if you're going to have something and you need to have that cheat meal, have it right after a high intensity workout. Because your glucose storage is being depleted. So you're restocking on those, whether it's in your muscle, your brain, or your liver. And then the excess or the result, what happens, the mechanism that happens when you eat that, now your protein is being absorbed in the cells as well quickly.
Right. No, I like that. That's good advice. Okay, guys, we're going to leave it there. I got to have more surprise questions for Brandon next week, but you heard it. And the journey is you're not alone. We're doing this thing, and we're going to find people like you guys out there that are doing this thing too. And it's super low cost. I know the economy right now is kind of crazy. We're like maybe 30 days, no, a month, 2 months, something. I don't know, until the world changes here in America.
51 days now, something like that, because they tell
Yeah,
you every day on the news.
I know it's every day. So, but stuff is gonna. So, who knows what the economy will do? But this is a cheap way to find people to group together to get a thing. Now, I would say this. I think Brendan and I would both be a proponent of this. Probably your best solution is going to a gym. I mean, we're total fans of that. We own gyms, but if you got your own gym built up, you're like, I want to use this investment, or I moved to I don't know, someplace that doesn't have anything cool like Macon. There's no gyms in Macon. Just kidding, Macon. There's totally gyms. But or Cedartown, that's a better one. Who's ever heard of Cedartown? Is there even a gym in
Cedartown's
Cedartown?
got a couple.
Does it? Oh, geez.
Cedartown's got a couple, I think, or they did.
Well, I know it's close to Rome, so you can probably drive to Rome. Anyway, this is what we're doing for you guys. We're building it up now. There's a free option to join. So get on board with us. Help us figure out how to build this exactly for you guys. All right, Brandon, any closing words?
No, no, Joe. If you're joining up, just be sure to put your results in so I can go in there and see them. I always like seeing the results for everybody, whether it's in the endurance, the build section, or just the regular performance section, because I just need to have some data that let me know how people are doing in these workouts, making sure they're doing them correctly.
Yeah, very cool. All right, guys, we will be back next week with a little bit more live chat and a surprise question for Brandon, and it's going to have nothing to do with health and fitness. Yeah, that's right. He's like, well, what are we supposed to talk about, though? That's exactly it. All right, buddy. Take care. See you next week.
See you, man.